Welcome back everyone. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the flip cut. Now you're probably already familiar with the flip cut, or the concept of it at least. You may have already used it just without thinking about it. Now there are two varieties of flip cuts that I'm going to talk about in today's video. The first one is going to be for the table saw, and specifically it is for handling thin cuts or cutting thin strips on the table saw. I've used different techniques, as many of you have used. Myself, I use my feather board typically to cut thin strips. Second flip cut I want to talk about is one that happens on the miter saw, and that has a completely different purpose, but still very useful, and actually complements what I was talking about last week when I did the perfect dado on your miter saw. So with that, let's go over to the table saw. So here we are at the table saw. I've got a piece of pine that I'm going to use for this demonstration. And I want to cut some thin strips. Now in the past, what I've used is I've used my feather board. So the strips will be cut on the outside of the blade. The downside to this method is you constantly have to adjust your fence and bring it back in as you make each cut. Now, besides the inconvenience of having to move the fence in using a jig or the feather board, the other issue is that it's just not as safe. You're actually, even with a push stick, you're guiding between the blade and the fence. You can use your fence, get it nice and close. I'm going to cut a strip at 1/8. The rationale behind this is that there is a zone, half a foot zone around the blade where your hand should not go, and you try to keep your hand out of that zone all the time, and that's the rule with the table saw. And you might remember that from high school woodworking. They would have some kind of a zone where your hands do not enter on the table saw. So that turned out pretty well. I just cut 3 pieces at 1/8 thickness, and it's fairly accurate because it's right up against the fence. Overall, this method does work. I'm not the safety channel, so I don't know if it's 100% safer, but I will definitely say that it's a lot easier than bringing out the jig or the feather board. So now I'm going to try something. I'm going to adjust the fence one more time. Let's see if we can do this at 1/16. We've got some pieces cut at 1/16. That's probably about as thin as I would go using this method. You shouldn't really have to go any thinner than that. You get some nice flexible pieces of wood that you can work with if you're doing a special kind of lamination for a project. In today's demo, I'm only using a board that's 14.5 inches. So that's all I have to work with. This method does work well. I suggest you use a longer board. Now, as a special detail on this, I'm going to say that you want to watch out how you guide your second cut, because if you press too hard, you end up with an uneven strip. I'll try and show you on this one pass here. Keeping in mind the rule of staying approximately 6 inches away. So 6 inches away from my blade is right here, right before this screw on the surface of the table saw. My hand really doesn't have to go any further than that using this method. The idea of using the flip cut is so that half your board, or approximately half to 1/3 of your board, becomes a handle for that cut, and then you can pull it out, flip it, and do the other cut. The next method I'm going to show you is for the miter saw. Now I showed you how to do dados last week using this tab right here and pulling straight through. You can watch that video, it's in the description below. I'm going to show you something that will complement what I showed you last week. I'm going to do this demo using the dado again. So I'm going to flip my tab out so I can make my dado cut. So I'm just going to put my jig in. I'm going to do a dado cut now. How much room do I have to do an actual dado here? What can my 10-inch sliding compound miter saw do? If we go from the jig to the front of the saw, I can reliably get about 8.5 inches. For the most part, I'm not really cutting dados into boards any wider than that. But if I'm doing a cross cut on a larger board, like this one, 17.25 inches wide. So now I'm going to have to use a different method if I want to do this on the miter saw. Now I flipped it around. I'm going to line up the kerf with the blade and make my second cut. There you have it. Very, very quickly, I was able to take my little miter saw and do a dado in a 17-inch wide board. So that worked really well. I've got a perfect dado running through this board, and I did it all on my miter saw. And this is a wider board, like I said, 17 inches, which is probably about as wide as I can do on my miter saw. If you have a 12-inch sliding compound miter saw, that's a totally different story. You could probably get a couple more inches out of it. I think it's actually a pretty viable method to do your dados. It's much faster than doing it on the table saw. Woodworking really does become a lot more fun when you don't have to take any unnecessary risks. Well, that concludes how to do a flip cut on the table saw and how to use the flip cut on your miter saw to double the width of your dado. If you want to help keep this channel going, head on over to my donation page right over here. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. There are a couple more videos on this side you can watch. Until next time, thanks for watching and have a great day.